On a sunny Saturday afternoon, I took my son Noah to the neighborhood park. The sky was crystal clear, and a pleasant breeze rustled through the trees. The park was bustling with families, and as children's laughter filled the air, I sat on a bench watching Noah play on the slide. Noah was full of energy, climbing up and sliding down repeatedly with a bright smile on his face. "Mommy, look!" "One more time," he called out, and I waved back. "That's wonderful, Noah. Be careful," I responded with a smile. Suddenly, I found myself lost in memories. Chad and I first met on our college campus. We reached for the same book in the library, and by chance, our shared love of reading brought us together. I was drawn to his gentle smile and intellectual conversation, and we quickly grew close. Later, we married, and I still vividly remember the joy when Noah was born. When I held his tiny hand, we dreamed of our future as a family. Lately, though, that dream seems to be slipping away. Chad's work as an IT engineer has increased, keeping him at the office late into the night. His strict and logical personality has begun affecting our home life, making our relationship increasingly strained. My time with Noah had become my only solace. Just then, my phone rang with a message from Chad. "Work's running late today, so I'll stay near the office." The brief message perfectly reflected the current state of our relationship. I let out a deep sigh. "Mommy, look." Noah's voice pulled me back from my thoughts. He was happily swinging high on the swings. "That's wonderful, Noah." I called out to him while turning back to my phone to compose a reply to Chad. After sending the email, I looked back toward the swings. It happened in just an instant. In that brief moment when I looked away, Noah had vanished. Noah. My heart began racing as I looked around. The sudden disappearance of his bright smile and energetic voice filled me with intense anxiety. "Noah! Where are you?" I ran around the park, calling out repeatedly. But all I heard were the voices of other children and the sound of wind in the trees. Cold sweat trickled down my back as my mind went blank. With trembling hands, I took out my phone again and called Chad. After several rings, he finally answered. "Natalie. What is it?" "I'm busy." His voice was cold, irritation evident in his tone. "Noah's missing. He disappeared from the park when I looked away for just a moment." I explained through tears. "What? What were you doing? Why did you look away?" Chad's voice suddenly filled with anger. "This is your negligence. You're not fulfilling your responsibilities as a mother." His words pierced my heart. I choked back tears and replied, "I'm desperately searching for him right now. Save the blame for later and call the police. Isn't finding Noah what's important right now? Find him quickly, Natalie. It's your fault Noah's gone. I can't come home today, so you'll have to handle this," Chad coldly declared before hanging up. Wiping away tears, I immediately dialed 911. "Please help me. My son has disappeared from the park." As I explained the situation through tears, the operator calmly responded and promised to dispatch police right away. As the park became busy with police activity, I watched the search unfold while fighting back the anxiety and fear welling up inside me. Among the arriving officers was a veteran detective named Laura Williams. She approached me calmly and spoke with a gentle voice. "You must be Natalie." "I'm Laura Williams. Please tell me what happened." "First, try to stay calm and explain the circumstances when your son disappeared." Laura's soft voice helped me feel slightly more at ease. "Yes. Noah was playing on the swings. I was sitting on a bench watching him. During that time, I checked my phone for just a moment. When I looked up again, Noah was gone." I explained, fighting back tears. Laura gently squeezed my hand and said, "I understand. It's going to be all right. We'll find him. Let's focus on gathering clues." Her words gave me a glimmer of hope. The officers searched throughout the park, carefully examining the area around the swings where Noah was last playing. However, they found no clues. I stood there, able to do nothing but pray. Standing beside me, Laura asked, "Have you noticed any suspicious individuals in this area recently?" I shook my head, responding, "Nothing comes to mind." Just then, the police radio crackled, and one of the investigators reported, "We've checked the nearby security camera footage, but Noah only appears for a moment. There's no footage of him after that." My heart grew heavier. Laura said, "It's too early to give up. Let's look for other clues," and began directing officers to start questioning local residents. The police earnestly searched for Noah, asking nearby residents for information. However, they couldn't find any substantial leads. As time passed, my anxiety grew stronger. The police eventually concluded their search for the day, and with no leads found, I had to return home alone. The fear and sadness of returning to a house without Noah overwhelmed me, but I knew I had to stay calm. When I got home, I went to Noah's room and began organizing his things, looking for anything that might provide a clue. Suddenly, I noticed a drawing Noah had made. He always enjoyed drawing pictures, but I realized there was an unfamiliar person in this one. The drawing depicted a park scene with a man I didn't recognize. I picked up the picture to examine it more closely. "Who is this?" I decided to contact Laura immediately. I picked up the phone and dialed Laura's number. She answered right away. "Laura, I found a drawing in Noah's room. There's a suspicious person in it. This might be a clue." Laura listened quietly over the phone and said, "I'll head over right away. Please wait with the drawing." When Laura arrived at the house, I showed her Noah's drawing. It depicted the park scene with an unfamiliar figure standing in it. Laura focused on the person and said, "This could be an important lead. Let's make this person a target of our investigation." Laura took a photo of the drawing and promised to search the police database for matches to the person's characteristics. Natalie, as a mother myself, I deeply empathize with the fear and pain of losing a child. I understand how difficult this must be for you. We'll continue investigating with everything we have. Please contact us immediately if you notice anything suspicious, she encouraged me. That night, I couldn't sleep at all. The next morning, the phone rang. It was Laura. "Natalie, we found a match in our database for the person in the drawing. We're still gathering detailed information, but we've identified him as Kevin Hall, who works as your husband's colleague," Laura reported. Kevin Hall. Did he do something to Noah? I was shocked and suspicious. I never imagined one of Chad's colleagues could be involved. It's not confirmed yet, but we're tracking his movements and continuing our investigation. We'll need to speak with your husband to assist with our investigation, Laura continued. I suggested going to Chad's office, and Laura agreed. After ending the call with Laura, I called Chad to tell him we needed to meet at his office urgently. Laura and I met in front of Chad's office building. I was anxious about how Chad would react. When we arrived at the office, Laura explained the situation to Chad. At first, he looked surprised, but his expression gradually darkened. Kevin is involved. I can't believe it. He's just a colleague. Why would he have anything to do with Noah? Laura calmly explained, we haven't confirmed all the facts yet. However, we need to investigate him. Please cooperate with us. Chad reluctantly agreed, and we began tracking Kevin's movements. Laura returned to the police station and began thoroughly investigating Kevin's behavior patterns and recent activities. Later that afternoon, Laura contacted me again. Natalie, we've discovered that Kevin has been making suspicious movements. There's a warehouse he frequently visits. We might find some clues there. A warehouse. With mixed feelings of anxiety and hope, I decided to go to the warehouse with Laura. She had brought several officers with her, ready to conduct a careful investigation. Before heading to the warehouse, Laura showed me some footage. It was from a security camera, showing Kevin and Chad together. Is that Chad and Kevin? I was speechless. The two were talking behind the warehouse, and their behavior clearly suggested more than just a collegial relationship. The camera had captured their intimate manner and occasional suspicious movements. Yes. This footage will be important evidence. Their relationship appears to be more than just colleagues, Laura explained. Laura began speaking to me carefully but frankly. Natalie, this is difficult to discuss, but you have the right to know. The relationship between Kevin and Chad likely extends beyond that of mere colleagues. Their behavior shows too many inconsistencies and suspicious points. I held my head in my hands, trying to understand what was real. Laura continued, we're confident that Kevin is involved in Noah's disappearance. After that, we headed to the warehouse. When we arrived and Laura opened the door, a dark, cold space stretched before us. I followed Laura inside, holding my breath. As we moved deeper into the warehouse, we heard a faint voice. I listened carefully and called out, Noah. At that moment, the voice became clearer, and Noah's voice responded, Mommy. Noah. I called out while searching for him, and finally found Noah in the darkness. He was locked in a small cage. Strong iron bars stood before him. Noah shook the bars with all his might, but they wouldn't budge. Laura and the police officers quickly opened the cage's lock and rescued Noah. I couldn't stop crying as I held Noah in my arms. It's okay, Noah. You're safe now. I rejoiced in my son's safety while holding his small hand. Laura looked around and said, This must be Kevin's hideout. Let's question him. The police officers headed to Kevin's office to talk to him. Kevin apparently confessed to his crimes readily, but the details were shocking to me. Chad and Kevin first met during an internal company project. They were assigned to the same team and grew close while working long overtime hours together. Chad, unsatisfied with his married life, gradually became attracted to Kevin's cheerfulness and thoughtfulness. After the project's success, they began having meals together frequently. Chad confided in Kevin about his marital troubles, and Kevin always listened kindly. "You're a wonderful person, you should value your life more," Kevin would say. These words moved Chad's heart. As time passed, their relationship evolved beyond friendship into romance. They took weekend trips together, spending time away from their daily lives. Chad was happiest when he was with Kevin. However, Chad's conscience was plagued with guilt. He felt self-loathing for betraying his wife and child. Meanwhile, Kevin couldn't suppress his desire to have Chad all to himself. "We should be together. Let's eliminate what stands in our way," Kevin whispered. Out of love for Kevin and dissatisfaction with his current situation, Chad couldn't refuse the proposal. This led to their plan to kidnap Noah. Shortly after Kevin's arrest, Chad was also arrested. He admitted to his affair with Kevin and his involvement in Noah's kidnapping plan. During questioning, Chad seemed to finally realize his mistakes. "I should have valued my family. I was blinded by my love for Kevin," he expressed with remorse. Kevin, on the other hand, apparently tried to justify his desires until the end. One week after the incident, Noah and I were preparing to start a new life. Thanks to the support of friends and family, I was able to move forward. I was looking forward to living a peaceful life with Noah in our new home. On moving day, I took Noah to our new house. The new home was bright and warm, and I felt our future was shining. Noah looked happy in his new room and asked, "Mommy, is this our new home?" "Yes, Noah. This is our new home. Let's make lots of happy memories together," I replied, and Noah smiled joyfully. That night, after putting Noah to bed, I spent some quiet time alone in the living room. While reflecting on past events, I held hope for the future in my heart. Just then, I received a message from Laura. "Natalie, I'm moved by your and Noah's strength. Please contact me anytime if you need anything. I hope your new life brings you happiness," she wrote. Reading Laura's message, I felt deeply grateful. Without her support, I wouldn't be here now. I felt I had received the strength to forge a new future with Noah. 2 years have passed. Noah and I had completely adjusted to our new life in the new town. I started working at a local elementary school. My teaching certification, which I had obtained earlier, was now being put to good use. Being surrounded by many children had become my purpose in life. I was blessed with wonderful colleagues and living fulfilling days. Noah, now 7 years old, started attending his new elementary school. He maintained his bright and energetic personality and made many friends. He joined a soccer club and happily chases the ball every week. We had overcome our past and were slowly beginning to move forward. "Mommy, can we go to the park today?" "Of course, Noah. But first, let me give you a big hug." Noah giggled as I hugged him. Since that day, I feel I've become stronger. My determination to protect Noah gave me unlimited strength. I take pride in choosing the path of a single mother. Sometimes, I remember the bitter past with Chad and Kevin. However, I feel even more hope for the future with Noah. I still keep in touch with Laura occasionally. The other day, Laura and her family came to visit us. We cherished the happiness of watching Noah and Laura's son Jack running around in the garden. Natalie, you're truly a strong woman. Noah must be proud of you. Thank you, Laura. I made it this far because of your support. We shared a warm hug and promised to continue supporting each other. That evening, I was watching the sunset in the garden. I took a deep breath as I looked up at the orange-tinted sky. I miss Daddy. Noah, who was standing next to me, whispered, Your daddy has gone far away. But I'm sure he's watching over you. I hugged him gently, hiding my complex feelings. Though my feelings about Chad remain complicated, someday I'll tell Noah everything. For now, I'll treasure each day with my son. With our mother-son bond in my heart, I held my beloved son's hand tightly. Come on, let's play. Mommy will run with you. Yay! Our laughter echoed through our garden, bathed in the sunset's light. In my heart were only hope for the future with Noah and my unwavering love as a mother. More time passed, and on Noah's 16th birthday. Mom, I have something important to talk about, Noah began seriously. I want to know more about Dad. When I heard those words, my heart raced. I knew this day would come. I knew someday Noah would want to know about his father. Noah, can I hug you before we talk? I embraced my son. The tiny baby had grown into a fine young man. Your father. I took a deep breath and began speaking. Your father loved me deeply. But at the same time, he was a very weak person. Noah nodded quietly. Your father couldn't make the right choices. That's why he ended up hurting you. Choosing my words carefully, I told him about what happened back then. About Chad and Kevin's relationship, Noah's kidnapping, and Chad's betrayal. I can't forgive your father. But at the same time, I know he loved you. Tears rolled down my cheeks. I chose a different path from your father. The path of protecting you. Tears welled up in Noah's eyes too. Mom, I've wanted to hear this for so long. Thank you. Noah squeezed my hand. Mom, you've been both a father and mother to me. I'm here today because of you. Noah's words made my tears flow unstoppably. I don't hate Dad. Actually, I'm grateful. Because of his choices, I got to live with you, just the two of us. Noah smiled gently. I could only hold my son tight. Noah, you're my pride and joy. Mom, please continue taking care of me. The gentle spring sunshine illuminated mother and son. We can't change the past. But we're living in the present. And we'll keep moving forward. Looking at Noah's smile, I made a silent vow. Though feelings for Chad remained, these days spent with my son are my life itself.